Hello everyone, welcome to chapter 196 on my RLDR Custom Creations YouTube channel. It is the weekend edition and I'm standing by my Resaw and I'm going to show you a little jig that I made for it to make it a bit more versatile. So if you want to see what I did, all you need to do is stay tuned. I don't know if it's worth shooting a video to show you this, but it's my channel. I'm going to do it anyway. I had a problem with my Resaw. When I bought this saw, I never had any intentions of teaching kids with it. I bought it because I thought I needed something with some power and some heft so I could resaw. So this is an 18-inch, it's an older General International, 18-inch wheels, 3 horsepower motor. I run a 3/4 inch blade in it. It resaws wonderfully. I made a fence for it to resaw, and I never thought that I would need anything it would never make any just regular cuts. But as soon as I started working with students again, even with 5 or 6 students in the shop, it became necessary to run 2 bandsaws. So I would take the Resaw fence off and we just used the low fence, and that kind of worked. But then I had to put everything back together and get everything square again when I wanted to resaw. And I thought there's got to be a better way. And just using this fence wasn't always a good thing, because in order to maybe cut a 1-inch piece, I can't drop the upper guide any lower. And there's no way I want students cutting with this much exposed blade when they're only cutting a 3/4 inch board. So, I really do believe that having your upper guide in the right position is very important for 2 reasons. Number 1 is safety. Number 2 is accuracy. So if you have these guides right above your work, the blade is held in position and it's more accurate. That's my opinion. Okay, so I wasn't sure what to do. And finally, I took inspiration from my Unisaw. The Unifence, in fact, we're going to go over there and look at that because I keep mentioning that saw, but that saw is pretty old already. Like, mine's a mid-90s saw, and there are a lot of woodworkers that would have really no idea what that's all about. So I'm going to take you over there and show you. But before I do that, I'm going to show you the little jig that I made to make so I can leave this in place and still have the best of both worlds. Now, if I'm cutting a narrow piece, we can put this right where it should be. And look at that. That blade's protected. Push sticks, everybody's safe. The jig is incredibly simple to build. That's why I didn't bother taking you along for the ride. It's really easy. Let's just go through it quickly. Now, the one you build for your saw will be specific to your saw. So the measurements that I use may not work with yours, but I'll show you what I did. For example, the length of this is 22¼ inches, and that's as long as my Resaw fence is. Okay, so the piece that interacts with the Resaw is 3½ inches. So that's what, 22¼ by 3½. The 2 pieces, I made this an inch high. If I were making this for myself, I may have only done a 1/2 inch because that would allow you to cut even finer stuff. But to that fact, who's cutting fine stuff on a Resaw with a 3/4 inch blade and 3 teeth per inch? Who does that? Nobody. So anyway, these are as long as the fence is. They are 2 inches wide here. Let's show you that. They are 2 inches wide. So with this, I get about 2½ inches away from the Resaw fence. Okay, so to hold it in place, I don't really think this little cleat is necessarily necessary, but I wanted to be sure. And then I embedded two rare earth magnets from Lee Valley. Lee Valley in Saskatoon is such a nice place to go. I bought the buckets. The magnets I actually had, but they have the buckets and the washers that go with it, which I wanted to use in this case and not just inlay some odd abstract stuff. So I put the magnets and the buckets in the fence. Now, those buckets are almost a 1/4 inch deep. And this is only 1/2 inch. So it didn't give me any opportunity to use a fastener to hold the bucket in. So I just mixed up some epoxy, kind of roughened the back of the buckets on my disc sander, not with it on, just by rubbing it on it. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't turn it on with holding that. And that's worked really well. And the washers, I had 3/4 of an inch here, and they're a little thinner. So I used some 3/4 inch screws. I think they're 6 by 3/4, holding this on. So to put this on, all you do, slide it to there and click it on, and it's there. Like it doesn't move anywhere. It's nice and solid, and it allows me, like I said, everything's a lot safer. Okay, so that's a simple little build, and I firmly believe that tools are designed to serve you. So if there's something with your tools that you consider is a bit of a safety issue, especially with used tools, the most modern tools are much better engineered than the older ones. So, and even bandsaw, like I think Laguna makes a fence system that does something similar to this. I'm not sure, but tool manufacturers are catching on. But the other thing that I like about this fence is, first of all, where do you put it? Well, my shop is so full, and thank goodness the camera doesn't give you a wide enough angle to see the carnage that exists in my shop today. But where do you put this thing? Well, I wanted the magnets in the fence for a reason, because I can just do that. And that fence is stored. It's right on the saw. So a student walks up to it, grabs it, and it is hard to pull off. Those 3/4 inch rare earth magnets are good. And it clips right on. You're running in a minute rather than running around the shop looking for it and realize somebody took a cut out of it because they thought it was scrap, or they've hot glued on it, or they've burned on it, and all kinds of things that you hadn't intended. Now it's here, it's ready to go. So I keep making reference to the Delta Unifence. And you know what? We should go over to my saw and take a look at it just briefly. Let's go do that. Well, you get to see a little bit more of the shop carnage in this section, but that's okay. My shop is a mess. I'm not where I want to be organizationally yet, but we're working towards it slowly. And I suspect I'm among the vast majority of shop owners when I say things like that. Anyway, my Delta Unisaw. This would have been state of the art in about 1995. So man, that's a long time ago. What, 30 years ago? So yeah, there are a lot of woodworkers out there that wouldn't be familiar with this machine, unless of course they're accessing the used market for their tools. I love this saw. It's 5 horse. It's got a great fence system. I moved the switch on it. I forget which video that is now. But yeah, I moved the switch. I like it here a lot better. But the thing I really like about this saw is the fence. And in fact, I did an aluminum rail repair, some aluminum welding way back as well, which I did put on my channel. So go back and check out some of those older issues. There's some okay content there. Anyway, moving right along. The thing I like about this fence is that you can use it in this position. I just refer to it as the low fence. Okay, so this is low, and it's only about a 1/2 inch high, and you can run your push sticks right along here. Your guard can lift up, and you have control, you have a safe cut. I think this fence is, if not the best, one of the best on the market, but they don't make it anymore. So, and what made it so nice is you could use it either way. Now, I've got a little bit of tape residue on the bottom of this, and it doesn't slide out as nicely as I'd like it to. Yeah, there, that's not good. So, but if I want to just use it for regular ripping, I slide it in like that, tighten it in, away we go. But if I have smaller pieces and working a little bit closer to the blade, and remember your safety here, you don't want to work with too small pieces on the table saw, but this allows you to work a lot safer, a little closer to the blade. And even if there's an 1.5 inch piece, this makes it so there's no problem getting your push stick through. It's just a very good design. So yeah, I between their little MIDI lathes and some of the smaller woodworking equipment, their scroll saws, I really miss Delta. I wish that they were back in business the way they were. But anyway, I just wanted to show you what I was making reference to constantly. This is my favorite fence in this shop. So with that in mind, let's finish this video off. Well, I just thought I'd share a simple little jig with you, something that'll make my life a little easier when I'm working with students, and everybody's going to be a little safer, because I will use this fence when I use my bandsaw that way, if I should ever do that. So yeah, and that brings this video to a close, the close off of the weekend edition. Getting really close to 200 videos. Not that that's a milestone for anybody else but me, but I have to admit, I'm really starting to enjoy this. So yeah, it would be nice if subscribers would come and things would happen, but I'm going to keep on doing this, and hopefully, yeah, people come along for the ride. I still haven't decided whether I'm going to take a little bit of time off over Christmas. I've been shooting 2 videos a week steadily for the last almost 2 years. So yeah, there are times when I get a little burned out with it, but then something good happens and away we go again. So that's the way it is. So I also need to decide on a 1,000 subscriber giveaway. I have an idea I haven't shared with you yet. I've shared with a couple of locals and they go, oh, wow. So I don't know, maybe they're just being nice to me, but I think it's cool, and hopefully I'll decide by the new year whether I'm going to go through with it or not, and I'll let you know then. But anyway, yeah, so thank you for everything. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the comments. I'm really bad at getting back to people. I'm not a good communicator that way. So be patient with me. I will get back to you. And the people who are supporting me, oh man, I'm just not always watching all your videos, and I apologize for that. I've got a lot on the go here, and yeah. So, but anyway, thank you for your unconditional support. It's been wonderful. Anyway, yeah, like, share, and subscribe. We will see you on the weekly edition, and I had an idea for that already, but now I forgot it. So that'll be a surprise for me too. So anyway, take care. Have a great weekend. See you in the middle of next week.